You know that feeling when you tell a tiny little lie and then it starts to feel bigger? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. We're going to dive into a story that shows just how heavy a small choice can get. This is the story of Ayesha's lie.
So yeah, let's just ask it straight up. What happens after a little lie? I mean, it seems like no big deal at the time, right? But what's the actual fallout? We're going to follow this story and find out exactly where that road goes.
All right, first up, a colorful new pencil box. Our story kicks off somewhere we all know pretty well, a school. We're going to meet two best friends, and you'll see how something as simple as a new pencil box can start a whole lot of trouble. Okay, so here they are, Aisha and her best friend Sarah. They're just hanging out at school like any other day. But today's a little special because Sarah has this awesome new thing she's super excited about, a super colorful pencil box. You can just tell how proud she is showing it to Aisha. Okay, section 2, a secret and a lie. Right here, this is where things start to go sideways. That happy moment is about to turn into a really bad decision. First comes a secret, and then what always follows a secret? A lie. So, breaks over, everyone shuffling back inside, and in the rush, Sarah completely forgets her new pencil box, just leaves it right there on her desk. And, well, Aisha sees it, just sitting there, and you can almost see the little wheels starting to turn in her head. So the classroom is quiet, nobody's around, and Aisha makes her move. She does that quick look-around thing, coast is clear, and then, super fast, she snags the pencil box and shoves it into her own bag. And that's it. That's mistake number 1. And this is where it gets intense. Sarah comes back to her desk, and you know that sinking feeling? Her pencil box is gone. She starts looking everywhere, totally panicked. It gets so bad that the teacher has to step in and ask the whole class, "Hey, has anyone seen Sarah's pencil box?" So imagine this. Every single person in that room turns to look around. And then all those eyes land on Aisha. And she just says, really quietly, "I don't know." And there it is, the lie. The second mistake. It's only 3 little words, but man, they are so much heavier than the pencil box ever was. All right, moving on to section 3, the weight of a mistake. So, the school bell rings, the day's over, but for Aisha, this is far from over. She heads home, but she's not just carrying her backpack. She's carrying something way, way heavier, that awful feeling of guilt.
So let's just, break down what she's got now. On one side, there's the actual thing itself. One pencil box. It's just an object, right? Something you can hold in your hand.
But on the other side, she's got this, a really heavy heart. You know that feeling, right? When what you did just doesn't line up with who you think you are? Any happiness she thought she'd get from the pencil box, totally gone. It's just replaced by this terrible, guilty feeling. Suddenly, the lie feels a million times bigger than the pencil box. And this is a huge moment for her. She's at home, the pencil box is right there, but she feels awful. She basically traded her peace of mind for it. So what now? What does she do? And think about it. What would you do if you were her? And that brings us to section 4, the big turning point, the courage to be honest. After feeling horrible all night, wrestling with that guilt, Asha finds something inside herself, something stronger than the lie. She finds the courage to just tell the truth. So after a pretty terrible night's sleep, you can imagine, she wakes up just knowing she can't keep carrying the secret around. It's too much. She knows what she has to do, and yeah, it's absolutely terrifying, but she knows it's the only way. So the next day, she finds Sarah at school. You can just picture her taking that deep breath, and then she just spills everything. She tells her she took the pencil box and that she lied to her face about it. I mean, wow, that takes some serious guts to just own up to your mistake like that. Okay, last section here, friendship and a promise. So the truth is out. Now what? This is where we see what Ayesha's bravery really accomplished. It's all about how strong a friendship can be and about making things right for the future. And you'd think Sarah might get really angry, right? But she doesn't. She just listens. She sees her friend made a huge mistake, but she also sees how brave she was to admit it, and she forgives her, just like that. Turns out, their friendship was a whole lot tougher than one dumb mistake. And for Aisha, you can just feel that massive weight just lifting off her shoulders. And right then and there, she makes a promise. Not just to Sarah, but to herself. She learned a huge lesson here, and it wasn't just don't take stuff. It was about how much lying can really, really hurt everyone, including yourself. What's great about this story is that it gives us a clear playbook for how to fix things. First, you gotta realize you messed up. That guilty feeling, pay attention to it. Second, you have to dig deep and find some courage. Third, just tell the truth. And last, ask for forgiveness. It's that simple, but man, is it powerful. When you boil it all down, this whole story is about one thing: honesty. And it's not just about not lying. It's about making the choice, the active choice, to tell the truth, even when it's the hardest thing to do, especially when it's hard. That's when it really matters. So, what's the big lesson here? The one thing to remember: taking the pencil box was bad, for sure. But the lie? That added a whole new layer of bad stuff. The guilt, the fear, the almost losing your best friend part. The takeaway couldn't be clearer. Lies just make everything worse.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. That lie almost destroyed their friendship. But being honest and being forgiving, that actually made it stronger. So it makes you wonder, right? What does it really mean to be a good friend? Is it about never messing up? Or is it about giving each other the chance to make things right when we do?